Hey, Michael, the system prompted you to join as a panelist or a participant. If you selected participant, you get a full screen. You don't get, so you have to join to get to the screen setting that we're on right now. You got to join as a so-called panelist.
We're gonna move some people over.
Huh.
Gloria is actually doing that right now. We have the sort of administrative capacity to move people over to the right category.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. I didn't know that. I was sitting there looking at myself.
I did the same thing, Mitch.
I just promoted myself to panelist.
Michael, tell me when you want us to start.
Sorry, just let me get a few more in.
No problem.
Couple people still flowing.
Okay, it works now.
I'm just struggling to get Ken Scott over, but because he declined the promotion. I'll text him, but Mitch, you do have a quorum and a critical mass, so.
Okay, great. Okay, well, we are now in public session for Temple University Board of Trustees, January 30th. I apologize, we got started a little late here. Our executive session was a full 3+ hours, and therefore I apologize again for being late. So I want to welcome everyone. I know that we have a number of people observing the public session today, including some of our members of our student newspaper, the Temple News. I just want to express to them and for all of you my desire that our board meetings become more accessible to the university's community. I know that virtual meetings are a blessing and a curse. Sometimes they're easier to access, but perhaps a little detached. Going forward, I've expressed to my fellow trustees that we try our best to have more in-person meetings and attendance. I hope that those of you who are interested in board's work will be able to attend those public meetings. In addition, as many of you know, I've had some fellow trustees engage in a series of listening tours in various groups last fall. We intend to continue to listen. The search committee for the new president was actively engaged in those stakeholder listening tours, and we were going to continue to listen to our stakeholders to help guide Temple University into the future. So with that in mind, I'd like to turn it over to our president for the president's remarks, President Richard Englert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good afternoon, everybody. And to everybody, thank you for being here. And more importantly, I want to thank everybody for all that you do on behalf of Temple University. Just 2 weeks ago, we officially kicked off the spring semester and welcomed our students back to campus. They always bring back vitality after a break. They did not come alone. Philadelphia also welcomed its first snowfall in more than 700 days. In spite of the heavy snow, whereas the conditions did cause a few operational disruptions, our spring courses still got off to a great start. So I want to publicly take this moment to thank our committed maintenance and operation teams and our public safety teams. They work together with great dedication, literally around the clock, to ensure that this campus was in tip-top shape. We are indebted to all of them for everything they do for all of us. Let me reflect on a noteworthy event of 2023 and a few of our more notable accomplishments this past fall. In the latest Best Colleges U.S. News and World Report ranking of national universities, Temple placed number 89 of all national universities and number 45 for all public universities. This is the first time that Temple has been in the top 100 for all universities and in the top 50 for all public universities. This was exciting news. Much of the excitement comes from the fact that we did not seek out these rankings. Instead, we have always remained committed to our core priorities: access, the student experience, student outcomes, diversity, educational excellence, and the highest quality of our faculty. We remained committed to those core priorities, and we were finally recognized for our efforts. U.S. News adapted its methodology to place greater emphasis on outcomes measures, such as graduation rates, graduation rate performance, social mobility. These are all areas in which Temple has historically performed well. Last fall was the first semester for Temple's class of 2027. This year's entering class was the most diverse group in Temple's history, with 57% of the class of 2027 identifying as students of color. It has also included a record percentage of Pell Grant recipients, some 38%, and first-generation students, some 39%. We also saw a sizable increase over the previous year in the percentage of international and out-of-state students coming to North Broad Street. Our students are just the best, and this most recent ranking and the talent and diversity of our first-year class reflect all that. The U.S. News ranking also reflects the great quality of our faculty members, who are truly world-class. They are the ones who day after day engage with our students and others that we serve to ensure our tripartite mission of teaching, scholarship, and public service. Let me also mention just a few of our faculty's recent accomplishments in the area of research that have been in the news. Sudhir Kumar and Sergey Pond of the College of Science and Technology, and Jared Kreiner of the Lewis Katz School of Medicine have recently made waves with their research contributions. All three were honored as highly cited researchers for 2023 by Clarivate, meaning that their research publications rank in the top 1% globally by citations in their respective fields. That is impressive. The Kornberg School of Dentistry secured a $3.6 million grant recently from the National Institutes of Health to spearhead a study focused on predicting periodontal disease progression. What's amazing and impressive also is that this research project is actually an interdisciplinary collaboration, not just with the School of Dentistry, but also the College of Public Health and the Lewis Katz School of Medicine, faculty working across their disciplines to solve tough problems. In our School of Sport, Tourism, and Hospitality Management, Jonathan Howe recently published the study entitled, I quote, "Self-Presentation and Black Male College Athletes at Historically White Institutions," which is one of the very first studies that examines how Black male college athletes present themselves at historically white Division I institutions. While we're on the topic of collegiate athletics, I want to take a moment to salute our student athletes. They work incredibly hard, both in the classroom and on the fields and courts and in the neighborhoods. And I'm so proud of how they represent Temple University. Just 2 weeks ago, on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, our student athletes spent much of the day taking part in service projects and community cleanups in more than a dozen different locations around the city. I spoke to them that morning before they began their projects, and they were so eager, so excited for the opportunity to give back. And all of them indicated they wanted to give back. It was tremendous to see. Our athletics program also just recorded a 94% graduation success rate, which is tied for 20th among all of the 134 football subdivision schools. That makes all of us very proud. What makes us even prouder is that, unlike the case at some institutions where athletes are guided to enroll in a limited number of disciplines, our student athletes in the fall semester were engaged in 112 different majors, programs, and certificates. And they still have a 94% graduation success rate. That shows that our student athletes, under the guidance of our coaches, faculty, tutors, and advisors, are embracing their student roles and are here at Temple for the right reasons. Let me also give a shout out to our outstanding health system. Last month, a report on charity care in healthcare systems of various sizes around the nation showed that Temple Health, for the years 2020, 2021, and 2022, the most recent data, that our system provided charity care equal to 10% of its total operating expenses, ranking us at the top for our group of medium-sized systems. And when you look at even the very large size systems and the small systems, our 10% also was at the top of those percentages. Our Temple University Hospital truly engages in a mission and dedication to support those who are most vulnerable in our society. Going forward, we do have challenges that we must meet, but in those challenges lie opportunities as well. I do want to say that we continue to mourn the sudden loss of our dear friend, Temple President Joanne Epps. Her life of service to this great institution serves as a daily inspiration to me and to all of us as we work to continue her legacy. President Epps and her beliefs and values continue to serve as Temple's North Star and guide this institution. During her brief but impactful time as president, she identified two key priorities: enrollment and public safety. We continue to make significant progress in both areas. Last May, we welcomed Jose Aviles as our new Vice Provost for Enrollment Management. Jose has had a tremendous impact at other institutions, most recently at Louisiana State University, and we are pursuing, under his leadership, reinvigorated enrollment and financial aid strategies anchored in data and anchored in the very best industry practices. There are several initiatives already underway, which we believe will play a key role in making a Temple education more accessible and affordable for a growing number of students. We've also made great strides regarding safety, public safety, campus safety. We are incredibly thankful for the hard work of our Temple Department of Public Safety, which includes administrators, police officers, security officers, and dispatchers. We have a number of initiatives underway, including increased foot patrols, an informative online dashboard, hundreds of new cameras surrounding the campus and on campus, inclusion of artificial intelligence and other technologies, as well as continued collaboration with the Philadelphia Police, State Police, federal agencies, and the entire city of Philadelphia. All this work was started under President Epps, and I'm eager to continue it throughout my presidency. Her priorities are my priorities. Moreover, she also had a third priority. She brought the community together. She brought Temple together. I'm committed to honoring her legacy and continuing to move this institution forward, because that is exactly what President Epps would have wanted, and that is exactly what Temple's mission requires. Temple is at its best when students, faculty, and staff come together, and that is exactly what has been happening in recent months. Because of the board's emphasis on transparency and outreach and listening to her, many students, faculty, staff, alumni, and neighbors are all helping to inform the process for our search for our new president. One thing that is abundantly clear is that there is so much pride in Temple and in our mission. We believe in our Temple family's ability to collaborate and support one another. If we continue to do just that, work together in common purpose, faculty, students, alumni, staff, all of us, I know that we can accomplish great things. That concludes my report, Mr. Chairman. And once again, all of Temple University is very grateful for all you and the members of our board do for our institution and for all the people we serve. Thank you.
Thank you, President Englert. So moving on to the minutes. Do I have a motion for the minutes for October 10th, 2023?
So moved.
Second.
Having a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving to the committees, moving to Governance and Nominating Committee, Lon Greenberg. You're on mute. You're on mute.
That I am. I have three resolutions. I sounded great before, though. I have three resolutions to present to the board today. And I'll start with the first one regarding Commonwealth trustees. That recommendation is, having received notice that the persons below have been appointed or reappointed by the indicated Commonwealth authority for the noted terms to the Board of Trustees of Temple University of the Commonwealth System of Higher Education, the Governance and Nominating Committee recommends that the Board of Trustees confirm their appointment as respectively described in agenda reference 2, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Before you move on, I just want everyone to know that I've gotten to meet these new trustees. I think they are going to have the same passion for our mission and will help guide Temple University into the future. So I'm really excited about our 4 new trustees and the reappointment of Pat Eiding. Second, the next motion.
Yep, and as we bring new trustees aboard, we sometimes have the bittersweet notion of having to say goodbye to several trustees, and this motion applies to a resolution of appreciation for 4 departing trustees, and that recommendation is that the Board of Trustees, upon the recommendation of the Governance and Nominating Committee, approve the resolutions of appreciation for the individuals listed below and as set forth in agenda reference 3, and those individuals are Debbie Fretz, Lewis Gould, Christopher McNichol, and J. Franklin Street. And I so move.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Again, I really truly got to know Deborah, Lou, Chris, and their Street. Their intellect and guidance was incredible, and hopefully they will stay connected with Temple University. And I'm thrilled that we are recommending a resolution of appreciation. So thank you, Lon.
Okay, thanks, Mitch. And I'll take it from here from my third recommendation that relates to the appointment of a highly talented new vice president for student affairs. And that recommendation is that the Board of Trustees, upon the recommendation of the Governance and Nominating Committee, appoint Jody Bailey Accavallo as Vice President for Student Affairs effective March 4th, 2004. And information about Dr. Accavallo is set forth in Agenda Reference 4, and I so move.
Second.
Having a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
That completes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Moving to academic affairs, Trustee Scacchetti.
Thank you. We have two motions. One is for consideration of tenure. The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees, upon the recommendation of the Academic Affairs, Student Success and Diversity Committee and the President, pursuant to the procedures outlined in the Temple University Faculty Handbook and the collective bargaining agreement between Temple University, granting the faculty tenure, recommended that the Board of Trustees grant tenure to the faculty on the list in the office of the provost. The tenure dossiers are available for review at the office of the provost. That is my motion.
Second.
Having a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And Mr. Chairman, our second motion for action is for that the Board of Trustees, upon the recommendation of the Academic Affairs, Student Success and Diversity Committee, authorize the officers to implement the academic program actions that are described in Agenda Reference 6.
I have a
That
motion and a
motion is made.
second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
That concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Moving to Finance and Investment Committee, Trustee Cardino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me, the Finance and Investment Committee recommends to the Board of Trustees that we proceed with the lease at 545 North Broad Street for the Kornberg School of Dentistry at a cost not to exceed $5,550,248, and I so move.
Second.
Having a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Finance and Investment Committee recommends to the Board of Trustees that the main artificial turf assessment and replacement proceed at a cost not to exceed $2,721,418, and I so move.
Second.
Having a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Finance and Investment Committee recommends to the Board of Trustees that we proceed with the dental school renovations to the Sobel and prosthetic spaces, phase 2 of 2, at a cost not to exceed $960,300, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Finance and Investment Committee recommends to the Board of Trustees that we proceed with the HSC Dental School facade upgrade and window replacement, phase 3 of 3, at a cost not to exceed $775,000, and I so move.
Second.
Having a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Moving to the officers' report, treasurer's report. Vice President.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I bring one recommendation to the committee today, the recommendation that the investment reports for the 3 months ended September 30, 2023 be received. Said reports being included and identified as agenda reference 15 in your materials.
I'll move it. Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Moving to the secretary's report, Michael Gephardt.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the degrees in course dated on or about May 8th, 2024 to candidates approved by the appropriate academic committees of the faculty, and further that degrees for the students of the schools of podiatric medicine, dentistry, law, medicine, and pharmacy who regularly complete their studies in May shall be dated May 8th, 2024 dentistry, excuse me, May 9th for pharmacy, May 10th for medicine, May 6th for podiatric medicine, and May 23rd for law.
Do I have a motion and a second?
So
So
moved.
move.
All those in
Second.
favor? All those in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Michael. Moving to, I assume you're done, Michael. Is that correct?
I'm done.
Moving to the guest speakers, moving to the President of Faculty Senate, Shohreh Amini. Before you get started, Shohreh is, everyone should know, is on the Presidential Search Committee, and I've had the honor to get to know her in the last several months and really enjoyed working with Shohreh. She adds a tremendous talent to the search committee, and I can assure you that when the next president is decided, Shohreh will have her fingerprints all over our next leader. So Shohreh, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I really appreciate the introduction. Just wanted to let you guys know that the faculty is very pleased that they had the opportunity to meet with Chairman Morgan and as well as Trustee Jane Scarsetti for basically discussing the next president and what we are looking for the next president. And they feel like their voices are being heard, and this is a really great moment for faculty. We had also an opportunity to talk about the general education reform, because again, faculty is very interested in it. Today, actually, we had invited Dustin Kidd, who's the director of Gen-Ed, and then he was talking to us about using some 1,000 level courses for Gen-Ed courses. And I think that's moving to the right direction. One of the things that came up was probably the speed of which we're going to end up having a reform for Gen-Ed, which I'm hoping it would be a bit more speedy. They expect few years, up to 4. But then that, I think, for existing students, that would not serve a purpose because they're going to be graduating in we are in the process of getting the faculty awards together. I myself am the chair of Research and Creative Committee for Research. So we have gotten applications. We're going to review that. And we're going to basically send our recommendations to the provost office. Faculty Senate every year has 2 sets of awards. One is the Faculty Senate Service Award. The other one is Outstanding Faculty Service Award. That thanks to Joanne, as of 2 years ago, we submit the names of the Outstanding Faculty Service awardees, and they get recognized same day as Great Teacher Awardee and other teaching recognition or research awards, which is fantastic. I am pleased to say that faculty is very excited. And then at one of the meetings that we had with Chairman Morgan, they were told that there might be a possibility that towards the end of process of president search, there might be a group of faculty that could see the finalists. I don't think that has been decided yet, but they're excited about that opportunity. And I appreciate Michael sending us, basically some updates, because faculty keeps asking what's happening. And I want to make sure that as we promised, we're going to let them know at what stage we are. And I think that is, and then we also welcome several new faculty. We are hoping that more faculty hires. Provost, we need more entities in many colleges, and as well as tenure track faculty. Today we were discussing student faculty ratio, and ideally we want 20 students per faculty. In some departments and colleges, we have over 50 students per faculty. So we really need to do hiring, and that would help us also with retention of students, because we all have to work really hard to make sure that they get the education that they deserve. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. I want you to know, Shari, I really appreciated the arrangements that you made regarding our listening tour with the faculty, and we've had several of them. The Temple University is committed to our mission, access and excellence. We have headwinds, but what keeps the glue that keeps us together is our mission. Your faculty and our great faculty and our great deans and our great students and our great alumni could go anywhere, but they chose Temple. The glue that keeps us together is our mission. We're committed to our mission. Our students are gritty. They work hard, and with your help and the faculty's input and the dean's input and the students' input and the leadership's input and the alumni's input, the search committee is learning which qualities the next president needs to have, he or she needs to have. And we walked in with a blank slate, and we appreciate the fact that the faculty helped us determine the qualifications that we're looking for. So thank you for your efforts.
My pleasure.
Moving on to President of Student Government, Rohan. Again, with Rohan, who's also someone I've gotten to know. He is also on the search committee. It's important to have a student voice on that committee. We keep forgetting that we are not in a business, but we are in the business of academics and of learning. And our customers are our students. And so Rohan clearly has a voice in our search committee, and truly appreciate his voice in helping us determine who the next president should be.
Okay.
Rohan?
Am I boring?
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the board. I'm excited to be on the committee. I'm excited to be here with you guys, just online, nevertheless. Hello, Mr. Chair and members of the board. As we return to campus, both the students and my entire team maintain an optimistic outlook for the opportunities and experiences this semester has in store. When we met in October, I reported that TSG has created 2 new committees, a Student Athlete Advisory Council and a Disability Resources and Services Committee. Since then, these student leaders have actively collaborated on various missions aimed to addressing the diverse needs of our student body, from finding new ways to tackle the nutritional requirements of student athletes during early practices, to the DRS committee initiating discussions on proactive event planning to cater to the needs of students with disabilities. As our work progresses, TSG recently participated in a College Day of Action on January 22nd, where I, along with 6 members of my team, went to the governor's mansion in Harrisburg, engaging in discussions with state officials, including Governor Shapiro, representatives from other college student governments, including Pitt and Lincoln, and student social media influencers on ways to better engage with our constituents. This event laid the groundwork for upcoming days of action that TSU will be hosting. With local, state, and national leaders, these events will focus on crucial topics such as advocating for an increase in the minimum wage, securing more opportunities and funding for college affordability, strengthening mental health services, and improving public transportation. As many of us are aware, SEPTA is once again facing budget cuts and has sought attention from state and federal lawmakers to avoid potential hikes and delayed routes. It is crucial to point out that as the university continues to advocate for the unmatched access we have to the city and the students and staff Temple attracts, so much of it is possible because of reliable public transportation. SEPTA provides a sustainable future, reduces carbon emissions, and provides opportunities to those on Temple's campus to connect with the rest of the city. We hope to collaborate with university officials to vocalize Temple's support, respect, and reliance on this essential resource. Additionally, my team and I are enthusiastic about collaborating with the Division of Student Affairs and the Dean of Students Office to create more opportunities for students to access essential resources by creating more programs that address food insecurity, such as working with Swipes for Hunger, which allows students to donate extra meal swipes they may have to those in need, to creating permanent clothing drives so students can access cost-free attire to enhance their readiness for job interviews, to surviving the gruesome wind tunnels that we have to endure at Morgan Hall. TSG is hoping to engage with more stakeholders to discuss the next steps of Temple's divestment plan from fossil fuels and the steps it has put into place of reaching carbon neutrality by 2050. We're also looking forward to addressing the food needs of students as they now only have one dining hall to choose from, and to work with all staff and faculty to promote the affordability of textbooks to lessen the rising cost of college. I also want to quickly shout out Dean Boardman, Klein Professor Catherine Becks, Executive Director of the Institute on Disabilities, Dr. Sally Gould-Taylor, for being awesome TSG partners and offering their wisdom and knowledge on our means of better serving the members of our nest. As we continue the work of the student body, TSG is committed and ready to work with all members of our university committee, and want to thank the board for their willingness to work and collaborate with us. Thank you.
Thank you. So as we're moving on, before we move to old or new business, I just want to reiterate my commitment to having more accessibility to the public to our meetings at Temple University. I think we need to have more people attend these meetings. We're going to have less Zoom meetings, more in-person meetings. I'm committed to being physically on campus. I've told people in the 8 years I was a student, I think I was in university, at Temple University, less than that 8 years than I've been as the trustee or chair. So I'm committed to be on the campus as much as possible. And I'm committed to having more accessibility to our meetings, our committee meetings, and our board meetings. Don't assume that a 45-minute board meeting gets all the work done. Hundreds of hours between these meetings with trustees to get this hard work done, to get these decisions made. There are some really good things coming along. President Engler, when he agreed to be the president, as well as Joanne Epps, our comments to both of them were, it might be a short-term position, but we're going to make long-term commitments to the university. We can't just stand still. We have to make decisions. And I think that the community will see some of the decisions that we've made in the last couple of months that will be announced soon. We will all be proud of, and will help Temple University move into the future. So with that in mind, do we have any old or new business? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate all your time and work, and we will physically see you next time.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. So long.
Take care.